Hi, Brave Tribe. This is the short and sweet to how to not take things personally. It's important to remember that what we hear from other people sometimes can become a message or a story that we believe about ourselves. And we want to really make sure that we're not taking in negative messages from other people. Our brain is designed to protect us. It is on the lookout for anything that might cause us discomfort. So when we hear things from other people, that may be hurtful, rude, or unkind, our brain might start to focus on that as a way of making sure that's not something that happens to us. That story then could become part of your operating belief system that you have about yourself. So I want you to question the stories that you tell yourself about yourself. Remember, in your brain, there is a narrator that is trying to make sense of all the things that are happening in your world. And that narrator, if it believes something, it is going to look for evidence to prove that you are right. That's confirmation bias. It only pays attention to information that looks specifically at that bias. You might have a story that you are currently using as a background belief system that may actually be tripping you up. Say, for instance, you had a friend that was on a team with you, and that friend said, "Gosh, you're really not athletic." And now that story may be part of your operating system where you think and believe, "I'm not a really good athlete." So you might start new situations with that mindset where you think to yourself, "I'm not really a good athlete." So you don't show up as a good athlete. You hold yourself back. You look for evidence that you're not a good athlete. So when you go to that tryout and you mess up, there's your evidence. There's the belief that, yes, here, I am not a good athlete. I don't deserve to be on this field. I might as well not even try out. There's lots of different ways that we might be having an operating system that is not supporting us. We really need to check in with the stories that we tell about ourselves. And sometimes these come from other people. So it's so important not to take things personally. We want to be around friends who are positive, encouraging. If you notice that you have friends that really don't make you feel good about yourself, that is going to be something that you're really going to have to explore. Recently, we've been talking about boundaries, and that may be something you might need to go back and investigate if you're noticing how you feel about yourself is really impacted by the way people talk about you and what they share to you about you. Make sure that you don't let that become part of your operating belief system. You need to challenge that. And here are some quotes that might help you move forward in challenging those beliefs. I love this one from Abraham Hicks. People will love you, people will hate you, and none of it will have anything to do with you. Sweet friend, don't take it personally when someone doesn't like you. It often has nothing to do with you. So many times we don't understand the internal world of someone else and what they're going through. If someone doesn't like you, it has nothing to do with you. Don't let someone not liking you be evidence that something's wrong with you. Another reminder on not taking anything personally is the way people treat you is a statement about who they are as a human being. It is not a statement about you. Don't take things personally when people treat you unkindly. Let that be a sign of where a boundary may be needed, but realize it is not about you. It is so much more about that other person. Another important one to remember, how people treat other people is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. In our call on Sunday, lots of you were able to share examples of when someone really tried to bring you down to their level. Several girls shared Obama's quote of when people go low, you go high, meaning don't stoop to somebody else's level. How other people treat you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Don't retaliate with that same type of negativity. Rise to the occasion, set the boundary, move on. Don't let that change how you think or feel about yourself. Another quote to help you remember not to take things personally is, we should never own how others choose to treat us. If someone treats you unkindly, don't let that be a belief system that you don't deserve to have kind, caring friends, that you're not worthy, that there's something wrong with you. Do not own that negative behavior. You deserve so much more. This is a great example of not letting someone's negativity become part of your operating system or belief system about yourself. Another great one that I love that was shared to me by one of my coworkers: how other people treat you is their path. How you respond to them is yours. You have control in how you choose to respond to other people. You can let it make you upset and hurt and change how you think and feel about yourself, or you can aim high and rise above that and move forward and move on from their negativity. And our final quote for not taking things personally: you are not how other people see you. People don't have the full story of who you are, and they don't need to always have the full story. People make rash, quick judgments, and they may say very rude and unkind things. Do not believe what other people say about you. It is not your job to change someone else's opinion of you. If someone has shared a really unkind thing to you in the past and you're finding it hard to let it go, I want you to look at that story. I want you to challenge it. I want you to ask yourself, is this true all of the time? There may be some things that people have shared that have a little bit of truth. But to release that negative story, I want you to look and see, is that true all of the time? What is the evidence? Make sure that you're aware about the confirmation bias and that you're not just looking for all of the negative signs that this is true about. Look for those other positive attributes and personality traits about yourself that negate that view that someone has shared with you. One other thing to remember with our brain, a lot of times it's not always accurate. Just because we have a thought does not mean that it is true. Here's some interesting information to think about and remember. 20% of your memories are false. It is simply information that has gotten embedded and created a story in your mind. So 20% is false, and up to 70% of your memories could be significantly distorted, where it may not be actually all of what happened. So we want to become conscious or aware of our thinking. The narrator in our brain tells us what everything means. So your narrator could say, you're really not good at math. And then when you're in math class, you will be looking for evidence that you're not very good at math. It may be you sitting down and doing the practice problem that the teacher's working on, and you get the wrong answer. The narrator in the back of your mind says, here, that's evidence. Pay attention. Here you are. You're really not good at math. Remember that. But what we can do is we can start to challenge that belief system. We can look for ways that's not always accurate. Remember, your brain is looking for comfort and certainty, and it doesn't want to stretch outside the comfort zone. So, hey, you're not very good at math. I'm not then going to really study, because studying doesn't always feel comfortable. We need to push through that. It doesn't always feel comfortable to raise your hand and let a teacher know you didn't understand something that they're teaching. It may not always feel comfortable to stay after school to meet with that teacher to get the extra help that you need. Your brain is looking for the comfort and certainty of that story, but it really isn't very comfortable where you are. So we need to push out of that and push against those negative beliefs and negative stories that our brain is trying to get us to believe. So remember that thinking is contagious. If you have friends who have negative thoughts and share negative thoughts, a lot of times that can start to impact you. You need to really work hard to shift your thoughts into positive language. When you say things like, I have to do my homework, oh my gosh, this project is awful, I'm never going to get it done. Your brain is listening. We need to be very mindful of the language that we say to ourselves. So instead of, I have to, I get to work on this project. I can't wait to get this project done and turned in. You need to surround yourself with empowering words. Remember, language is important. What you say matters. You are always listening. Great friend, I hope that this inspires you to not take things personally, to question the negativity that others are putting out into the world. You are an amazing person, and don't let anyone tell you differently. If you are surrounded by negative people, just know that we here at the Brave Tribe are cheering you on. You matter to us just as you are. You don't have to change who you are to be here. Don't take things personally. There's a lot of hurt people that hurt people. Continue to live life bravely, and I can't wait to see you on our next call. If you have a favorite quote that might inspire some of our friends, feel free to share it. I have made a little poster that has a lot of these quotes on it. If you want to make some creative artwork for our tribe, feel free. You can post it in the community page.